Hi guys, just talking about relationships today. People say to me, how do I know when I've found my partner? How do I know that I can commit to a person? What are the sort of things I need to be looking for? Well, I've had a number of years of experience at this, and I think one of the most important, absolutely top of the list, is an ability to own your crap, an ability to own your stuff, an ability to own your behavior, an ability to own your mindset, an ability to just have self-awareness so that you can be aware of what the other person is feeling and thinking. What I see in relationships is I see one aware person and the other person is way less aware. And they're like a bull at a gate, they're insensitive, and they can't figure out why their partner can't relate to them, because they take a position, well, that's me, that's the way I am, that's the way I talk, that's the way I behave, blah, blah, blah. If you are going to try and enter into a relationship with someone who is not willing to own their crap, and that is not apologize when they make a mistake, not own being responsible for the way they behave, the way they talk, the way they eat, the way they do stuff. If they're not going to be able to be challenged and ultimately moved progressively forward, then you're going to have a hard time in these relationships. And I think one of the driving forces behind people connecting in these relationships is there's some level of significance that they're getting from these relationships. And I think their perception is that they're probably not going to be able to find another person like the individual that they're with, so they're prepared to put up with it. So in the case, an extreme case, you've got someone who is in a relationship and they're being abused, they're being beat up, they're being treated badly, yet in their mind they're too scared to leave because of threats from the other party, because they're unable to support themselves. The list goes on. I think this is one of the biggest traps that people fall into, is they get a closed-minded perspective in these relationships, where they feel like they just can't survive without this abusive partner, and they stay there. I really want to try and blow the whistle on this, because we've got lots of abuse occurring in family, and it's very, very unhealthy. And I want to try and help people come to that place of understanding that although the phrase that we've coined is, oh, I really need them, we don't actually need any one person. Now, hear me out on this. Don't get confused with commitment here. But if you're going to commit to someone, you want that person in your life. But you move into that place where you need that person in your life, then what will happen is you will engage an emotional connection to this relationship that will say to you, it will dictate to you, without this person, I'm nothing. I can't survive, I can't support myself, I can't do this and I can't do that. It's untrue. You can. There are people, there are organisations that will help you transition. It's one of the things that we want to be doing as well. Some courses on how to move forward after a long-term abusive relationship. So for selecting a partner, you want to make sure that you've got some similar interests, because it's good to be able to share them. I once. I would have thought, I would have said, oh, you need to have, lots of same interests. I don't actually think that's completely true. If you're a mad football follower and your partner is a mad softball fan, just because you're not crazy about softball and your partner may not be crazy about football, doesn't mean you can't have a decent relationship. What it is that there are compromises to be had, and each of those partners may well need to spend time going to the other party's game. It may well also mean that one of the partners is not going to want to come to the other party's game. So you're going to have to compromise on those sorts of things. You know, if you both loved football and you both loved softball, then you'd both want to be at every event every single time, and you could find yourself then being in conflict. So I think at the end of the day, if you need to be flexible, you need to be reasonable, and you need to be sensitive to the foundations of a relationship. That's just a couple of really brief things which are really, really, really important to get into a relationship, to help summarize the foundations of a good relationship. Hope that was helpful, Banks. Thanks for now. Thanks for that, and bye for now.